Hey everyone, this is Tyler Meeks. I'm here doing my introduction. So just real quick, a little bit about me. I teach at Mill Creek Middle School. That's in Woodstock in Cherokee County, about 30 minutes north of Atlanta. This is my 8th year teaching, 7th year teaching gifted, and I started teaching gifted students during my 2nd year. The first 3 years I taught 7th grade, and then I moved up to 8th grade to teach the high school level math classes. And normally I'd only have 2 of those classes, but this year, with me being the only teacher in the building with high school math certification, 4 of my 5 classes are high school level math. We introduced the level below the accelerated group. We introduced that level of high school math this year, so I was able to, I was really lucky to have 4 of my 5 classes of high school level because, I have the kids that actually want to learn, the kids that enjoy coming to school. So it's been great. It's been a lot easier year than in years past, just because I don't have to beg and plead with kids to do their work. So it's also been a bit of an adjustment for me, as well as the fact that, I have to be on my A game more times than not. So, but it's been good. We've gotten through it, and we're having a really good year. Just a little bit about me. I'm from Thomasville. That's right there on the Georgia-Florida border, right above Tallahassee. And growing up in Thomasville, we had diversity in Thomasville, but for the most part, you were either white or you were black. So when I graduated high school, I went to Georgia Southern, and when I got to Southern, I just was inundated with diversity. Aside from the simple fact that half of Georgia Southern were students from Atlanta, there were people from all kinds of different backgrounds, different countries, and it was just a huge eye-opening experience for this small town South Georgia boy to see so much diversity in one place. So it took a little bit of getting used to. While I was at Southern, I was fortunate enough to do a couple of summers of study abroad. One summer I did through the music department, we went and played in Germany and Italy, and then the next summer I was able to study abroad in Paris. And every weekend we got to go out to different countries, and it was really fascinating to see how other countries and how other cultures live, the things that they appreciate that we tend to take for granted a little bit over here. Just such a huge eye-opening experience, and it's something that I think has actually helped me out as a teacher when I, having students from all walks of life. That part, the whole being able to travel has really come in handy for me. One of the things that I've learned through teaching is that students need and they want tough love. I am probably one of the toughest, if not the toughest, disciplinarians in my school, but at the same time, I'm probably the most fun. But I just expect my students to behave themselves. I expect them to be respectful. And what I've seen is, students may not respond to it very well whenever I'm dishing it out, but after they see where I'm coming from, it's just a whole behavior shift, and they appreciate it, and they come back to me and they say, I remember that time you did this, and it just changed my whole perspective on things. So that's really cool to have, former kids come back and tell you things like that. This year with my gifted classes, out of those 4 high school classes, I probably have about 70 kids who are gifted, and the majority of those kids are girls. And they pretty much run circles around the boys, and they let them know it. They let them know that, number one, there's more of them than there are the boys, and that they are just as good and probably better than some of them. So that's been really fun to watch them. My school is made up of about 1,300 students, 6th through 8th grade, and I would say about 70% of the students are white. And even our teachers, I think we have 80, 90 teachers, and out of all of the teachers, only 2 of them are black. So I think when parents initially come into school, especially minority parents and students come into our school and they just see little diversity, they may feel intimidated. I've actually seen that and spoken to parents who just felt kind of uneasy at first. about coming to school or just kind of sharing their thoughts openly in a parent conference. And then they get there and they realize that, that's not the case at all. At least I hope they feel that way. And so that's something that, I wish that, we had a little bit more diversity in our school. I'm sure most of you have school districts where you break them up into, based on where they live is kind of where they attend school. And so, yeah, that's one thing that I wish we could change about our school. Probably my most favorite aspect of diversity would be the fact of, getting to know those students from different backgrounds and environments. Again, having the opportunity to do study abroad, whenever I get kids who have come from some of the places that I've been, it's been really cool because I kind of get to know them on a little bit, more personal level. And they, obviously respond to you a little bit better whenever you start taking some interest in them. But I've had students come, from Poland, from Russia, from the Ukraine, from Brazil, from Mexico, from England, from Spain, from just all over. And it's just been so cool, even watching the kids respond to this new student in the class and how they do things a little bit differently. But at the end of the day, we're all the same pretty much. Probably my least favorite part of diversity is that people on all sides of the issues, sometimes automatically pigeonhole people based on one single factor without getting to know them, and that crawls me really bad. I can't understand how people can't learn to get to know somebody before they start passing judgment. And teaching middle school, you see that almost on a daily basis. So that would be the thing that I probably do not like at all when it comes to diversity. And a lot of kids will say, why do we have to take social studies classes? And I'm like, are you kidding me? We take social studies so that we can learn about different places and so that we can learn and see how other people live, and so that we don't become so ethnocentric and think that our way is the only way and the best way. And people who are very narrow-minded, I guess that's a good way of putting it, narrow-mindedness when it comes to diversity just really irritates me. So looking forward to this semester. Can't wait to hear from others and where you come from and learning some new things. So thanks for listening.